Good afternoon, Clark Cubs. This is Mr. Shields, and I'm coming to you with some important information about advanced math for your sixth grade student going into next school year. The Texas legislature has created a new bill and a new law called Senate Bill 2124 that will affect your student going into advanced math placement next year. And so I wanted to provide you with some information so you're armed with all the information and knowledge going forward. And then at the end of the video, I will also provide you an opportunity to ask any questions that you may have going forward. So here we go, let's jump into it. So first of all, let's talk about the purpose of Senate Bill 2124. Essentially, the state is looking to increase the number of students who are enrolled in Algebra 1 in 8th grade. Right now, most students who take Algebra 1 in 9th grade. But again, the state is looking to increase the number of students who are enrolled in Algebra 1 in 8th grade. Additionally, they're looking to increase the number of students who complete advanced mathematics courses in high school. And those courses are like AP Calculus AB and AP Calculus BC. So how does that affect your sixth grade student now? That's really what we're going to talk about today and what that plan looks like going forward for your student. Okay, so let's talk about the changes that Senate Bill 2124 has created. So first of all, in the past, schools have had some autonomy when placing students in advanced math. And while we have never been gatekeepers to advanced math, we looked at a lot of different data pieces when considering making informed decisions about student placement in advanced math. So we may have looked at previous grades, we may have looked at previous STAR scores in both math and reading. We might have looked at district assessments like the CFAs, the interims, and classroom assessments, and also teacher and parent observations. Senate Bill 2124 has changed the game a little bit when talking about enrollment for sixth grade students. And so, Senate Bill 2124 essentially says that any student that scores in the 60th percentile or higher, which is the equivalent to the top 40% on the statewide scores on their grade 5 mathematics STAR, are automatically enrolled in advanced math. Again, so if your student scored in the 60th percentile or higher, or the top 40% of the statewide scores, they will be automatically enrolled in grade 5 math. So, how does that decision come about? We'll take you to this chart just for a second. First of all, the top 40% or the 60th percentile cut scale score was 1666. And so there's this nice black line that kind of gives us where your student fell. If your student scored higher than a 1666, they will be automatically enrolled in advanced math. Let's just take that another level. Anybody that scored below this black line will be automatically placed in advanced math. Now, you're probably like, well, maybe I haven't checked my scores yet. If you have not, scores are available. They were available starting on June 14th. You can access your STAR scores using the TEA Family Portal. I will also have a link to this in the email that I send, so you can access it that way as well. So you're receiving this email and this video because your child was in on-level 5th grade math last school year. And so because your child was in on-level 5th grade math, there were some things they may have missed that would have helped them prepare for 6th grade advanced math. So I'm going to talk a little bit about 5th grade advanced math just so you have an idea of what they may have missed. And these are just examples. But again, I just want to give you just an idea of what they may have missed in 5th grade, from 5th grade advanced math. So students who took 5th grade advanced math got all of the 5th grade TEKS and approximately 50% of the 6th grade TEKS. So some of the things that they learned in 5th grade advanced math were division, including decimal divisors, all operations with fractions, non-unit fractions with multiplication and division, integers, proportionality, which is a 6th grade unit, And those fifth grade topics that they covered are covered at a much faster rate than they're covered in a level class. For instance, division is covered in 12 days in advanced math compared to 21 days in a level math class. With that being said, with your student moving into sixth grade advanced math, what their year will look like is they will cover all of the sixth grade TEKS, 100% of the sixth grade TEKS, and approximately 50% of the seventh grade TEKS, which will include rational numbers, all operations, area and volume, including circles, two-step equations and inequalities, which is a seventh grade unit, probability, which is a seventh grade unit. And again, sixth grade topics are covered at a much faster rate than level. So, for instance, rational numbers are covered in 7 days compared to 19 days. Now that sounds scary. I want you to know, here at Clark, and I can say across Conroe ISD, we know that there will be students who were in on-level math last school year who will now be in advanced math. Our teachers will be working with your students to help to support them through this transition process. If this is a decision that your family makes and continues with, we will continue with small group instruction. We will make sure that we have put in those supports to make sure your student is learning and growing. Okay, so let's talk about the progression of math from 5th grade to 7th grade, and again, how this affects your student particularly. So, looking at the chart to our left prepared for our district, students who are in 5th grade advanced math are automatically enrolled in 6th grade advanced math. But now with Senate Bill 2124, 5th grade students who are in on-level mathematics now also have a path to 6th grade advanced math if they score that top 40% on their 5th grade math star, which then leads into 7th grade where they have the ability to take 7th grade pre-algebra honors. There's also a possibility of taking Algebra 1 in 7th grade. However, that's not the subject of this video, but it does require taking an exam or going to summer school. There are details down below that you can read a little bit more about that if you would like to. And then we offer some sessions in the spring about what that looks like. If a student continues on the path of being in 5th grade on level mathematics, then they would go into 6th grade on level mathematics, and then that does not take away their options to do 7th grade pre-algebra honors or 7th grade pre-algebra. It's just we'll take a different path. Again, I will be following that CBE or summer school path. But the important thing to remember is none of these things take away your options. Sometimes kids progress at different levels and need different levels of math at different times. And that just takes us to the larger progression of our district. And this is math progression from 5th grade to 12th grade. Again, students have a variety of ways to getting into those advanced math classes. This is just another avenue for students to be able to get there. But again, if they score within the top 40% on that math, we are automatically required to place them in advanced math. All right, so we're going to talk a little bit about some important things to remember when we're thinking about math placement. When thinking about level versus advanced math, again, we have to consider the curriculum. It is different. The pacing is much faster, and the expectations are a little different between level and advanced math. So some things to consider as you're starting to make some decisions about your student in math, advanced and level. Does your student like math? Do they have that natural number sense? Are they able to think flexibly? Or are they very black and white? Do they show resiliency when math or any subject gets a little difficult? Again, not things to opt out, just things to consider. Again, mathematical behaviors. They're able to justify their thinking and explain the how and the why they got to the answers and be able to show that how and why they got to the answer that they came up with in math. Do they have that math fact fluency where they can easily go into their memory and retrieve those basic facts from addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division without a conscious effort or attention? And then, do they access math quickly? Do they comprehend math pretty quickly or at a quicker pace than their peers? One other thing to consider is productive struggle. In advanced math, kids will struggle a little bit, and that's okay, because that's productive. It's not about getting the answer right, it's about the process. And so they're changing their thinking, they're changing the way they have to think outside of the box, and that is encouraged in advanced math. You want to consider, does your child get stressed out when it comes to math or learning that new mathematical content? Do they have the time for advanced math and the more time that it takes studying and homework and things like that based on the other things that they do in your life and in your family? And just remember, and this is an important piece with productive struggle, is your student in advanced math for the grade or for growth? Students in advanced math may not make that A that they are used to making in a level math class. So would you be okay with a C in advanced math, knowing that your student is growing at huge leaps and bounds? And then again, advanced math is about teaching them to become independent and problem solvers. Okay, so on July 8th, Conroe ISD will send out an electronic letter. You can see an example of the letter here, that will let you know that your child has been placed in advanced math. Once you receive this letter, you're going to make sure to get that letter back to the school. Again, we will be making sure that your kid is supported if they are placed in advanced math. This also will give you a chance to have some conversations with your student and your family. Our counselors don't return until July 22nd, so please feel free to reach out to me if you do have questions. But again, I will provide an opportunity here at the end for you to be able to ask questions. So on July 8th, you will receive a letter from Conroe ISD, and it will be electronic, that will tell you about your student being placed in 6th grade advanced math classes. And then from there, you may have a couple of questions. One big question that I know you may have is, can my child try 6th grade advanced math? And if it isn't working, can they be moved to 6th grade level? Unfortunately, we will not be able to accommodate changes once school has started, except under extreme special circumstances. We just won't have the seats available. We will not have the level classes available because of the number of students who will be taking advanced math. So it is important that you and your family make a decision about staying in advanced math by July 29th. You will reach out to myself or the counselor if you make a decision that your child will not stay in advanced math. And then if you have more questions, again, I will have a Google form at the end of the presentation in the email for you to be able to ask whatever questions you would like to ask. And then I'm going to compile an FAQ for parents and send that back out to you so you have all the information you need to make an informed decision. All right. So again, at the end of this, you will have an acknowledgement form, and on that acknowledgement form, you will be able to ask questions so I can create an FAQ form page for you. But it will also be an acknowledgement that you know about this new law. It's not saying yes or no to the placement. That will not come until after July 8th. However, this is just saying that you know about this new law. And so If I don't hear from you, we will be providing some gentle reminders so I do hear from you. Again, just confirmation of your awareness of your student moving into advanced math. And this is kind of what that form will look like. As I said, we'll have your parent, the parent first and last name, child first and last name, as well as the student ID number, and then your opportunity to be able to ask any questions. Thank you so much for listening to the presentation and completing the Google form at the end of this. Hopefully, if you have questions, you will complete that form, and we'll see you soon, Cubs. Have a great rest of your summer.